Packmates, a podcast about Magic the Gathering Limited. Today we're doing the limited set review. We go card by card and give them a rating.
I'm going to go ahead and go over our rating scale that we use to rate the cards. 10 through 9 are basically our bombs. For 10, I have our Gruff Triplets, Unbeatable Bomb. 9, Sleep Curse Fairy, the 3/3 for 1. From 8 to 7, I have Hyper Efficient Removal and Hyper Efficient Creatures. For an 8, I have Inadane's Recruiter from the last set, Torch the Tower, which is a 1-mana removal spell. For 6 through 4, these are like what's going to make up the largest part of your deck. And these are like varying from pretty solid creatures to creatures that are like usually like your last cuts. For 6, I have Ministrosity, the 3/1 for 2. The Into the Fate Court, the draw 3, the best blue card. For 4, I have Verdant Outrider, which is like a semi-unplayable creature. And then from 3 to 0, it's just varying levels of unplayability. For 3, I have Sugar Rush, the pump spell that draws you a card. 2 Protective Parents of super inefficient creature, and 1 Eerie Interference, the Bad Fog. And for 0, Greater Aromancy, which is like an unplayable enchantment. And that's our scale.
Welcome back for another Lost Caverns of Ixalan set review. This time we're on red.
Yep. And we're going to start it off with commons. And our first common coming up is Abrade, which is 1 in a red. For an instant, choose 1, deal 3 damage to target creature, or destroy target artifact. Super efficient removal. I'm going to put this at a 7. This is disgusting. It's a reprint. We've seen it before from Hour of whatever.
We've seen it a couple times, right?
Hour of Devastation? Yeah. That's when it came out. Yep.
And artifacts are super relevant in this format. So.
Yep. Lots of artifact decks. Lots of like flip artifacts and stuff. So, yep. Solid.
Next up, we have Ancestors Aid. 1 in a red for an instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Create a treasure. These little like do nothing things that create a treasure are sometimes better than anticipated. I'm gonna give this one a 4. That's better than I would put it if it didn't create a treasure for sure.
See, I'm a little bit higher. Because I love treasures. I'd probably put this at like a 5.
I was thinking about it. I was flirting with a 5.
It's pretty good. Like you're gonna blow something up, and it's gonna feel. You're gonna feel really smart. like whenever you play a random 1/1, and then like
I'll go with 5. That's fine. You talked me into it.
Yeah, because like I'm just thinking about the defensive capabilities of this. So pretty gross.
Yeah, and it really only costs 1 by the time you make the treasure.
Yeah, it's solid. Next up, we have Brazen Blade Master, which is 2 in a red for a Orc Pirate. It's a 2/3 for 3. Whenever it attacks while you control 2 or more artifacts, it gets +2/+1 until end of turn. So it'll be a 4/4. This seems pretty relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start this one off a little high. I'm gonna put this at 6. I think it's gonna be pretty easy to get that.
Yeah, I'm down for 6 with that. That seems sick.
Yeah, 3 mana 4/4? Sick.
Yeah.
It's a discount. Yeah, that seems good.
Yep. Next up, we have Burning Sun Cavalry. That's 1 in a red for a 2/2 human knight. Whenever it attacks or blocks, if you have a dinosaur, you control a dinosaur, it gets +1/+1. So it's like a 3/3 for 2. Seems sick. Those were good in the last set. Kind of build around because you had to have a dinosaur. I'll give it a 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna start at 5. It seems solid. Next up, we have Child of the Volcano. 4 mana for a 3/3 elemental with trample. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a 1/1 counter on it. I'm gonna start with a very hesitant 5. If it's super easy to descend, it might be higher, but like it takes work to make this like a playable card.
Yep.
And you don't just put it in
your turn for this.
You can only descend in your turn? Yep.
Oh, for this card.
At the beginning of your end step, yep.
So for you to sit back and block and let it grow would be sick, but
maybe a 4.
Maybe a 4. Let's go 4.
Yeah, that seems right.
Okay, I get the hard one. Next up, we have Daring Discovery. 4 in a red for a sorcery. Up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn, but it has Discover 4 on it, so could be good. I'm gonna give it a 5 just because I don't know what to do with it.
But it is really hard because like it is an actual garbage card, right?
Right.
Like I'm gonna say that this is unplayable. I'm gonna go
There's
ahead and
never been a
just
cascade card that's been unplayable. Doesn't exist.
okay. Would you pay 1 mana to put a card in your deck that says up to 3 creatures can't block this turn?
That's pretty cheap.
Would you?
Pretty
I
cheap.
wouldn't. I
What I
wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I promise you I wouldn't do that.
You might be right. It might be
Yeah,
unplayable.
I think it's actually unplayable. I'm gonna start off at it too.
Okay.
I don't know. It could be though. Like you're gonna die to this though. Like
Yeah.
you could definitely die to this, but I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. Next up, we have Dino Tomaton, which is 3 in a red for a for a gnome dinosaur for a 4/3 gnome dinosaur with menace. Whenever it enters the battlefield, target creature you control gains menace until end of turn. I think this might just be a 5.
I'm at 6 on it. It's already. I mean, a 4/3 menace for 4. What more could you ask for? And then giving
A
something else
4/4.
menace is sick.
Yeah,
4/4 and a four
it's
three
kind of
menace are the
annoying.
same thing basically.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Yeah.
Next up, we have Atali's Favor. This is 3 mana. Enchant creature you control. When it enters the battlefield, discover 3. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has trample. This is a free card. It costs nothing. I'm gonna give this a 6. I think it's gonna be sick. I mean, just for 3 mana, you get to play 2 cards. Sick.
I'm gonna start. Yeah, I guess 6.
I mean, it's vulnerable, right? Because your dude could die, but
Dude, so the trick is you just have infinity of these in your deck as your
yeah.
only 3 drops, right? And then like imagine if you have 5 of these as your only 3 drops, and then you just boom, 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 get all 5 at once.
What can be your only card that costs 3 or less, right?
Yeah, that's the trick,
And
right?
then you need like a random
you
you need
and
like a
you
random
cascade
8/8 for 2.
and
Like
you
that way when it
cascade into
dies you have
all of them
Descendate.
at once.
Yeah,
So tight, genuinely.
that'd be funny.
I'm gonna try it at some point. At some point, there's gonna be a screenshot of me with an 8/8 with like 7 of these on a creature. Like, yeah. I'm gonna have it as 6. Yeah, I think you're right. It seems actually kind of good. It's like the best version of this we've literally ever seen.
Of an aura. Yeah.
An aura ever.
Best aura
Yeah, like
ever. Fucking clip
it's
that.
still a 6. Like, yeah. So next up we have Goblin Tomb Raider, which is a 1 mana goblin pirate. 1/2 for 1. As long as you control an artifact, it gets +1/+0 in haste.
Jesus, these
Probably like
stats.
a 7.
These stats are absurd. A 2/2 with
Yeah,
haste
that's
for
a
1 at common?
very a common, yeah.
Holy
It's never gonna come down on 1 and actually swing in though, but it's still I'm gonna start at 6. It's gonna be
I like
disgusting
7.
though. I'm very, very high 6 for sure.
Next up, we have Hotfoot Gnome, 2 in a red for a 3/1 artifact creature gnome that has haste, and it can tap to give another creature haste until end of turn. This seems pretty mid. The 3/1 for 3 is never where you want to be, but it does have haste and it
We
gives
like
other
to
stuff
pay 2
haste.
for those.
Yeah, we pay 2 for those.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah, you convinced me. I was gonna say 5, but yep. Next up, we have Idol of the Deep King, which is 3 mana artifact. Flash, whenever it enters the battlefield, deals two damage to any target, and then you could craft with the artifact for 3. And whenever it flips over, it's a equipment. Whenever it enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gets +2/+0. I like it.
Equip for 2.
I like it. Equip for 2, but you're never gonna equip it more than once, right?
Yeah, you will.
You might, right? I'm
Yeah.
gonna put this at 7.
7.
It's free value.
Yeah, it
It's
is just
literally
a free like piece of cardboard laying around. Like you'd play 2 damage for 2 for sure, but 3
yeah,
is like a little rough.
even for 3, a lot of times, like
Yeah, it's fine.
it's
I'll
fine.
probably I'll put it at 6, but yeah.
I think it's gonna be pretty strong.
Next up, we have Panicked Altasaur. This is 4 in a red for a dinosaur that's a 4/5 reach, and you can tap it to deal 2 damage to each opponent. This is going to be really annoying when you can attack and they just ping you down for 2 all the time. I'm going to start this off at a 6. I think it's going to be sick.
I wanna start off at a 5. We've had this before, and it wasn't very good in the set it was in. So I might be tainted. And it did more in this in March of the Machine, the 5 mana 4/5 that could also ping battles too, but
Oh
it was
yeah,
like actually bad.
maybe you're
So
right.
I can definitely see a world where this isn't actually as good as it looks. It looks good.
I'm thinking
It
of the
looks good, but
DMU
I'm very
thing that
hesitant.
comes in and burns for like 5 off rip, but this is not that.
This is yeah, this is I don't know.
This is way
I
worse than that,
I'm
right?
gonna put I'm talking about the
Yeah, I
cycling.
know, but
Yeah.
I was like when I rated, I was thinking that remember the DMU guy that burns face for domain?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely like Mario Outrider or whatever, the
It was
whatever
red,
outlet.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this is not
It's
that. Yeah,
not
you're
that, yeah.
right. So 5, sure. Maybe even a 4.
Yeah. Next up we have Plundering Pirate, which is 3 mana for a 3/2 orc pirate. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create a treasure. Sign me up. Probably a 6. Maybe
I'd
even a
rather
5.
it be a
Maybe a 5.
2/3. Wouldn't you
It's a
rather it be a
pirate.
2/3?
You want it to be aggressive.
But
Pirates are
3 mana
aggressive,
3, this is young hero.
but it gives you a treasure.
Yeah, well,
That's
but
probably
this
good.
is
I'm
or
gonna put this at like a
not young hero, parents, protective parents. This is protective parents.
protective parents never gave you a treasure.
They gave you a young hero role, which was the best role.
No. I don't even agree with that.
I'm gonna put it at a 4.
I'm gonna start off at a 5. I think it'll be okay. It's a pirate. There's some relevant pirate text.
Next up, we have Rumbling Rock Slide. Deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control, and it costs 4. So it's doing at least 4 probably. I'm gonna give it a 6. I don't think it's that great of removal.
Yeah, it's like I might even put a 5.
Yeah, maybe it's
It's
like one
like
of
a
those. It's a
very
boomer
hesitant.
removal card, right?
Yeah, for sure. Next up, we have Seismic Monstrosaur, which is 4 double red for a 6/5 dinosaur with trample. For 3 mana, sacrifice a land, draw a card. Kind of okay, and it has mountain cycling for 2. Cute, probably playable. Like, you don't want a bunch of them, but I don't know. It's probably like a 5.
Mountain cycling for 2 makes any card a 5, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
genuinely.
Next up, we have Sunfire Torch. This is a red for an artifact equipment. Equip creature gets +1/+0, and whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice Sunfire Torch. When you do, this creature deals 2 damage to any target. Equip for 1. 5.
6. This is good.
It could be. I
We've
can
had
see
this
it.
before. We've had this before, right? Like in Kamigawa. There was like the
That was
ninja.
bad.
No, that card was good. You're
That was
wrong. Like that
bad.
card is actually good. I'm gonna
No,
say
the
that
no the kunai that you didn't have to equip to somebody
you
is
didn't have
good.
to equip, right? But it was still so good.
Yeah. If you have to equip it and attack, it makes it significantly worse.
Yeah, but it's like a bigger creature too. It's good. I'm gonna start off at okay, maybe a 5 is more realistic. All right. Next up, I have Sunshot Militia, which is 1 and a red for a 1/3 soldier. Tap 2 untapped artifacts and/or creatures you control. Sunshot Militia deals 1 damage to each opponent. Activate only as a
What a
sorcery.
buzzkill.
Yeah, like actually garbage. Like what? Why would you ever have a 1/3? This card's a hard trap. This is like a 3. You shouldn't play this ever.
I want to love it so bad. And then it says activate only as a
It
sorcery.
might be better than that. It could be like if you just get
A
an
billion.
absurd amount of board state.
And you're just tapping all your maps to deal all the damage.
Like it seems so bad. It might be better than a 3. It's just like, oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah, I'm gonna start it off as a 4, but I'm very upset that they put activate only as a sorcery. But this would be like a bomb if they didn't.
The
Honestly.
more I think about it, the more I kind of want to like it.
I mean it's very
like
strong.
like it's very a me card, right? Like I'm gonna win games with this for sure.
Yeah.
It's like what is the siege zombie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was like a bomb in the
But it's like
format
more
version.
supported than that. Like
It's even more supported than that, right? Like it's easier to get artifacts than it was to get creatures. Like,
that could activate as an instant.
yeah, that's true, but like it wasn't like you were gonna block with your map tokens anyways,
That's
right?
true.
Like I don't know. I'm gonna start off at a 5. Actually a 6. I'll be bold.
You went from 3 to 6?
Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I
You
like
just
it.
love
It's
it.
a 1/3. It's so annoying. for sure.
Oh
It might
god.
be
I'm gonna
it
keep it
might
at 4. I'm gonna hold strong.
it's either gonna be the worst common in the set or the best common in the set. It's either gonna
Or
be the
the
best common 2 drop
mid.
or the worst one. I don't think it's gonna sit in between.
It only goes in like a few decks, so.
It's either really good or really bad, for sure. I don't think it, like, sits in between at all.
Next up, we have Tectonic Hazard. This is a red for a sorcery. Deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. These have been like fairly decent lately.
Yeah, now
Uh,
that 1 drops have been so good, like, this
yeah.
can do a lot of work.
But everything in this set has like 1 extra
It's like a t
toughness.
it's like an extra, like, 2, 3 for 2, yeah.
Yeah. 2 for 1.
I
Like,
wanna start
Jesus.
it off as a hesitant 4,
Yeah, that sounds good.
that you should have it in your maybe a main board 3, but, like,
You can
it
use creatures to like
4,
do a
yeah,
little bit
it's
of
probably like a
damage.
4, like,
Yeah.
but definitely sideboard like 8 though. In the
Yeah.
situation where it's, like,
They're making a bunch of
relevant, it's gonna be
gnomes
very relevant, right?
or funguses. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So next up we have Volatile Wonder Glyph, which is 1 and a red for a 2/2 artifact golem. Whenever it becomes tapped, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Oh, it's probably like a 5.
I'm giving it a 6. It's a 6 scrap work mutt. All you have to do is
It
attack
has to
with it.
attack though. That's the only
No, you can
thing.
tap it to deal 1 damage too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got me. It's up to a 6. It's up to a 6. Whenever I have a bunch of the 1/3s, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, you convinced me.
got him.
Crewing my vehicles. Yep.
Yep, crewing your vehicles. Yeah, that's a
Yep.
real thing to do too.
Yep.
All right, we're up to uncommons now in red. First up, we have Belligerent Yearling. 1 in a red for 3/2 trample. Whenever another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may have its base power become equal to that creature's base power until end of turn.
Yep.
Sick.
Yep. I'm
7.
gonna start off as I don't know how many, like, if you can only have dinosaurs in your deck, this would be a 7. But I think like more it's more realistically. Yeah, it's a 3/2 for 2.
With
I'll go up
trample.
to a 7. Yeah.
Okay.
Next up we have Calamitous Cave-In. 3 in a red for sorcery. It deals X damage to each creature and each planeswalker, where X is the number of caves you control plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard.
Uncommon
Depends on
Board.
how easy. Is there caves in every pack?
I don't know. There's caves at common.
Are they in every pack though?
I don't know. I mean, you only need like 3 or 4 of them for this to be absurd.
Yeah, I'm gonna start at 6. A hesitant build around 6.
I'm gonna start it. I mean, it's gonna be a build around, but I'll put it a build
Yeah.
around 8.
Yep.
Next up, we have Curator of Sun's Creation. This is 3 in a red for a Human Artificer 3/3. Whenever you discover again for the same value. This ability triggers only once each turn.
This one's a hard one. Good luck.
Oh,
Good
Lucky
luck.
Clover, baby.
Good
This is a
luck
7. Lucky
evaluating this
Clover,
card.
7.
I think it might be a 6. It's got bad stats for its mana value.
Lucky Clover was just an
It
artifact.
takes effort to make this good, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
It's terrifying if your opponent plays it, though.
Oh yeah,
Even if
like you
they,
have to kill this immediately. Right?
yeah, if it triggers
But
like
like
once, it did its job.
if you have like 3 discover cards in your deck, I think this is probably like a 4. Like it gets better the more discover you have, but there's like definitely going to be like a hard cutoff where this card is absolutely unplayable. You say
I
Lucky
think it's
Clover.
still gonna be a lightning rod. Like I think you're gonna play it, and people are just gonna still kill it. So I think it'll still serve a purpose, even if you don't have the discover. You'll probably
But the
cut it
thing
more
is,
often
it's
than not,
easier
but
to kill than it should be, right? Because it's a 4/4. Like you can trade up with
yeah,
this pretty easy. Like it dies to a braid, the best common removal spell, probably.
yep,
Like it's easy to get behind by even just playing this card.
yeah,
Like
that's
I'm
true.
gonna start at 5. I'm gonna start at
Okay,
5.
I'll start
It
at
could
6.
be insane. Or it could be like the fairy in Wilds of Eldraine that was
Copied
actually
it. Yeah,
terrible. Yeah, the adventure fairy.
yep, it could be.
Next up, we have Diamond Pickaxe, which is 1 mana for an equipment, indestructible. It's indestructible. Let's just start that off. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token. You equip for 2. Probably like a 7.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yep.
Doesn't even have to connect; it just has to attack.
Yep, yep. It's not as good. Is it better than the March of the Machine one? That saw like literal zero play too. But what we always thought it was good in draft.
Yeah, that one saw some play.
Yeah,
The red,
there was
yeah.
like decks built around it for sure.
It was insane.
Yeah, I thought it was really good too. Yeah.
It gave like menace and make treasures, right?
Yep, yep. It had to
But
connect though. But
there
it
was
was easy
another
to
one that
connect.
was like the same as this not too long ago too. That
There
made
was one
treasures.
like this in Kaldheim too that was really good.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then there was also one in original Ixalan that was like this too.
I think
That
it's
was
a
pretty
7.
good. Yeah, I'm gonna start off at 7.
Next up, we have dowsing device. This is 1 in a red for an artifact. Whenever it or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, up to one target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. Then transform it if you control 4 or more artifacts. Then it transforms into a land cave. You tap it to add a red. Or you can pay 3 and tap it until end of turn. Target creature gains haste and gets +X/+0, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Activate only as a sorcery. This could be fun. I'll give it a 6.
I'm gonna start off at 5.
Yeah.
It doesn't do enough whenever it enters the battlefield, right?
Yeah.
But it could be good.
I
Could be
like
good.
it. I don't know. I know it's probably not a 6, but I'm sticking to my heart.
Yep. Next up, we have Dread Maw's Ire, which is a 1 mana instant. Until end of turn, target attacking creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact that player controls. I kind of like this.
This is
Like,
fucking fire.
this seems pretty good. I'm gonna put this probably a light 6. A
8.
light
This
6.
is
It's
an
not
8.
an 8. Destroying an artifact isn't an 8.
Plus, like, you're killing an artifact and a creature, and you're connecting.
It's still a combat trick, right?
It's a sick combat trick. It's like the
Is a
sickest.
combat trick able to be an 8? What if they don't have an artifact?
So,
Then it's just a mid combat trick,
what if
right?
they only have 2 life?
Like this is an 8, you're tripping.
I just love it. I love it.
Was Monstrous Rage an 8?
It was close. It was like a
It was
7.
better than this.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was +3/+1, and they get to keep the +1/+1 and trample.
Yeah, but this one swings it to where your creature lives and you kill an artifact and their creature
That
dies.
so it's the same amount of stats.
Yeah, but the stats are
And
better.
they
They're
stay
better.
forever.
That's true. The other one did
Part of
stay
them do.
forever. Part of
Yeah.
them.
I don't know. I'm at a
It's probably a 7. It's not Emendate's Recruiter. It's probably a 7.
yeah.
It's sick though.
It's efficient. It's efficient for sure. Don't get me wrong. It's good.
Nothing's Emendate's Recruiter though. Like that.
Yeah, there is things that are Imadane's recruited.
Nothing is Emendate's
Gruff
Recruiter.
triplets are better, right? Alright.
Yeah.
I think it's your turn.
All
I
right,
read
next
that
up
one
we
yet.
have Enterprising Scallywag. This is 1 in a red for a Goblin Pirate. It's 2/2. Be of your end step. If you descend to this turn, create a treasure. See, if tokens count,
If tokens count, this could be really good.
yeah, you just get a treasure
Because
every.
it just does it every turn, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna start it off at an optimistic 6. If it's easy to descend, this will be the dumbest thing ever. Like you just get a cheat, basically. like like if this
No,
is good,
tokens are not cards. Permanent cards is not the same. So no.
okay. But I'm still optimistic. If this is
Uh,
easy to enable, this is so stupid.
it
It's
could.
literal cheating. I'm gonna say 6.
I'll give it a 5.
Yep, you're
Next. Oh,
probably
that's you.
close.
Sorry.
Oh, next up we have Geological Appraiser, which is 2 double red for a 3/2 Human Artificer, which is bad stats. Let's get that out of the way. But whenever it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, discover 3. So you are getting basically probably about, let's say about probably like with its bad stats, probably like realistically, probably about like 5 mana worth of stuff, maybe 6 if you're being generous for 4
4 to
mana.
6. Or 4 to
4
6
4 to 6, yeah.
for 4 mana.
I don't know. I don't like it.
Have
It's
you
probably
ever
fine
played
though.
against Cascade before?
Yes.
Okay.
And this isn't Cascade. This is different. This is different for sure. Like it
Better.
kind of
Did Cascade give creatures haste though that you played with them?
uh,
There's no way. There's no way it did that.
yeah, it did. Yeah, that's how Cascade works, right?
I thought so, but I wasn't for sure.
Yeah. And so the biggest difference I think is counters, which is like a super niche matchup, right? Like only when you're playing against blue. But if your bad 4-mana thing gets countered, that feels super bad because you don't get the cascade trigger.
Does it? Because then they just countered
Yes,
your bad
yes.
mana thing.
It's an enter the battlefield ability. So it has to enter the battlefield. So if it gets countered, the thing about Cascade was like whenever you were playing like a 7-mana Cascade card, like it didn't matter if it got countered.
I mean,
Because
it
you were
still
still
mattered somewhat, but yeah,
yeah,
you
but
don't get
like
as
you were
much value.
getting to also Cascade before it even entered the battlefield.
You're just too scared of monsters in the closet. It's fine.
I think
It's
it's
good.
okay.
You're
I'm gonna
overthinking
start
it.
off at 5.
I just said nothing's Emendane's recruiter. This is Emendane's recruiter. It's a 8.
It might be good.
It's gonna
It
be
might be
insane.
good.
Next up, we have Gold Fury Strider. This is 4 and a red for a 3/5 golem with trample, artifact creature golem. And you can tap 2 untapped artifacts and/or creatures you control. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. They keep doing this. It's annoying. 5/5 trample for 5 is not great.
Not even. It's not even.
Yeah,
It's
like
not even that. That's
that's
like
good for it,
with
right?
work.
Yeah,
With work
it's
put
like a
in.
4. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It could have a use. Could have a use. I'm not entirely sure. I'd start off at 4 too. Next up, we have Rampaging Ceratops. 4 mana, 4 and a red, so 5 mana for a 5/4 dinosaur. Can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. That's more like it. Hard to block, stupid dinosaur. Probably like a 5.
7. Sick. Mega Menace.
Yeah, we've seen Mega Menace before, right? Like
And
with
it cost 6 and it was still good, but it did have
it
6.
was way bigger too, right?
Had swamp cycling and it was bigger,
Yeah,
but
and it
yeah.
was swamp cycling for 1. Yeah, that card was insane. But there's gonna be times where this isn't very crazy, but
No, it's always crazy. It's always crazy.
I don't know. Like
So scary to block with 3 things. It's also scary to just take 5 all the time.
when you have 3 2-mana 2/3s in play, like what does this do? What does this do, right?
Okay, chill.
There's
It's
tons of 2-mana
it swings
2/3s.
and says you
You've
still want to
seen a
block.
million 2-mana 2/3s.
They were like all in commons and rares.
Nah. Like
You're tripping. Next, we have Saheeli's Lattice. This is 1 in a red for an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. But you can craft it with 1 or more dinosaurs and for 5. And its power is equal to the total number of exiled to the total power of the exiled cards used to craft it, and it's the X4. Sick. This is like Faithless Looting that like also turns into a dinosaur. 6.
Okay. Okay. That's reasonable. But like it is like a faithless looting. And the fact that it's just like gonna be an artifact sitting on the battlefield
We can
will
like
be relevant.
stack it.
Will be
Yeah,
slightly relevant. The creature side on this is like
maybe.
basically a 1/4. Like
No, it's like a 6/4
you're gonna exile
from my graveyard.
6 dinosaurs from your
No,
grave.
to
You're
the
gonna have
total power of the exiled cards.
oh, total power. Okay, that's different. That's better. And like you can also do stuff that's in play too, right?
Yeah, but you would never do that.
Maybe
No, never.
if you like, I don't know. Yeah,
If
I
it's
guess. But
pacified, I guess.
I guess that's not that big of a deal. If it's just like 1 dinosaur, yeah, then I'll go with 6. That seems fair.
Yeah,
Next
like
up,
if it's a faithless looting that turns into a 4/4 later for 5, that's sick.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Next up, we have Scytheclaw Raptor, which is 2 and a red for a 4/3 dinosaur. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, Scytheclaw Raptor deals 4 damage
Holy
to them.
shit. That's
Like,
so much damage.
jeez. Like, okay. And it's a 4/3 for 3. This is like a 8. This is horrifying.
4
It's actual
damage?
4 damage. That's so much. And I just like him. I just like him too. He looks hilarious. He's
He's kind of
so
cute.
angry. He's so angry though. He's
Yeah.
so angry it's kind of cute, right? Like
Yeah, I'll give him an 8 too. He seems
there's such
insane.
flavor too. Like he deals 4 damage to you. He's that angry. Like, oh, that's so good.
Maybe even 8 if he hits you and you cast a spell.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Next up, we have Triumphant Chomp. This is a red for a sorcery. Deals damage to target creature equal to 2 or the greatest power among dinosaurs you control, whichever is greater. So it's a 4 is like a shock that can only hit creatures, but its ceiling is like kills anything for 1 red. This is like a 7,
Yeah,
maybe
I'm at
even
a
an
7.
8, but it's sick.
Yeah, it seems really good. Yep. Next up, we have Zoyowa's Justice. 1 in a red for an instant. The owner of I already don't want to read this. The owner of target artifact or creature with mana value 1 or greater shuffles it into their library. Then that player discovers X, where X is its mana value.
Hmm.
0. I don't understand.
It's like a 5.
It's like a 5.
Yeah, like it's like bad removal
It's like
slash.
very bad removal.
It's fine. If I take your bomb and you shuffle it and get like a 1 drop or 2 drop or a 3 drop, even, it's a. I guess that's not great. I don't know. It's like okay, I'll give it a 4.
It might be. I don't know. I just don't wanna. I'm gonna. I'm just gonna say 0.
Okay,
I'm just gonna say 0. I'm
stick
never gonna play
stick
this
stick to
card.
your guns.
I'm not gonna play this card until someone beats me with it. Then I'll play it. It might be good. It might be
All
good.
these
It seems
terrible craft artifacts, I'm just gonna cycle for discover, but
you
that seems
can't.
bad.
You
Yeah.
can't because you can't because if they're crafted, their mana
No, like
value is like
before they're
0, right?
crafted, right?
Oh yeah,
And I'll play them
yeah,
again and then craft them later.
yeah.
Okay, we're on to the rares and mythics now. Next up, we have Brass's Tunnel Grinder. 2 in a red. Whenever it enters the battlefield, discover or discard any number of cards, then draw that many +1. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a board counter on it. Then, if there are 3 or more board counters on it, remove those counters and transform it. Transforms into a legendary cave that taps for a red. Whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by this, discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. That's insane. It's a lot of work though to do it. You have to descend 3 times, and it's like a 3 mana do nothing when it comes out. That's a tough one. I'll give it a 6.
It descends once, right?
Yeah, like right
On its
away.
own. Huh. It's kind of yeah. I'm gonna say 6.
Like the land is insane, right? Like if you do all the work and get it to do the thing, it's
Yeah. It's
insane.
probably a 7. It's probably a 7.
Nah, it's too much
If
work.
you can make it work, it'll be insane.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have probably my favorite name of a creature in this entire set. Because it's readable. Bre- Breaches, Eager Pillager. 2 in a red for a legendary 3/3 goblin pirate. It has first strike, and whenever a pirate you control attacks, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn.
You can do all of them if you have 3
Yes,
pirates?
if you have 3 pirates, you could create a
Holy
treasure
cow.
token. Target creature can't block this turn, and you can exile the top card of your library, and you may play it this turn. Actually, a bomb. Basically, Ragavan.
Ragavan's
Uh,
dad.
yeah, breaches. And I love the art. I just love the art too.
He should have
And
been a
his name.
goblin monkey pirate for
He's
sure.
a. I don't know why he's not a monkey. He
Yeah.
looks like he's very clearly a monkey. But yep, he's adorable. I
Yep,
love him.
he's sick.
And he has first strike, which is disgusting.
3/3 first strike for 3 is already just good
Yeah.
enough.
Yep.
Next, we have Dire Flail. This is a red for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 for 1, and equip for 1. +2/+0 and equip for
That's
1.
pretty good.
It's pretty good, but what if I tell you you can craft this with an artifact for 3 and double red, so for 5? Then it turns into an even better equipment, a blunderbuss.
Yep.
And whenever equipped creature gets +3/+0, and whenever this attacks, you can sacrifice an artifact other than the blunderbuss. When you do, this creature deals damage equal to its power to any target. That's insane.
Yeah. That's nuking their board pretty easily. But it is a
Nice.
lot of work to get there.
And
It's a lot of work.
+2/+0 for 1. That's sick.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm probably gonna start at 6.
8. I'll go 8. I'm crazy with the 9. I'll go 8.
Yeah, you're insane. Like
I like it too much. Like flinging my dude
so
forever.
the problem is it's not good enough on the front half. Like it's good, it's solid, but it's not good enough to justify the amount of work that it takes to like put into that to
Have
actually
an
get it done.
artifact?
My number one like frame of reference for this is the 2 mana battle. That whenever it enters the battlefield, you sacrifice a permanent, it destroys target creature. In March of the Machine, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, this is way better than that.
Is it though?
Yeah, because
Is
as
it?
soon as the
Like
thing flips, you are killing like at least one creature immediately.
Kind of, but like the investment is
Investment's
insane.
not even high.
5 mana investment, 6 mana, right?
7 even.
Do you have to
'Cause you have to
re-equip
equip
it
it.
whenever you, yeah, that's a lot of investment. I don't know. I'm gonna start at 6.
Okay, I'm starting at 8. You're mega wrong.
Next up, we have Hit the Mother Load, which sounds like the name of a TikTok dance. And it's 4 and triple red for a sorcery. And it says, discover 10. If that discovered card's mana value is less than 10, create a number of top treasure tokens equal to the difference. Probably unplayable,
Make 8
realistically.
treasures and get a 2-drop for 7? You already have
Yeah, like
7. Why
that's
do you
pretty
need the
bad.
treasure?
That's pretty bad. Like,
Yeah. I
and
mean, 8
get
treasures
3
is a shit ton, though.
the next turn though. Like, you don't just get a pop
Yeah,
off,
that's
right?
true.
Yeah,
What are you
it's probably
giving it?
a 2.
Yeah, I'll do a 3, but yeah, it's bad.
Like, I'm gonna play it for sure. Like,
I'll
I'm gonna
fucking
put this
do
in a
it.
deck. It's funny. It's cute. It's adorable, but it's
Basically,
probably not
Mana
good.
Flare for 7 for a
But like,
temporary
not
amount of
even because it
time.
doesn't even like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even Mana Flare. Yeah, okay, I'll give it a 1. Next, we have Inti, what? Seneschal of the Sun. 1 in a red for a legendary human knight 2/2. Whenever you attack, you may discard a card. When you do, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature. It gains trample until end of turn. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until your next end step. That's pretty good. 7.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. It doesn't have to attack itself. Yeah,
Yep, and it descends and it
and it does a lot of
replaces the
stuff.
card like it's
It's
like a
got a
free
lot of
counter.
text on it.
Yep, it's good.
All right, next up we have Magmatic Galleon, which is 5 mana, double red, 3 and double red for a 5/5 vehicle that crews for 2, and whenever it enters the battlefield, deals 5 damage to target creature an opponent controls. Whenever 1 or more creatures your opponents control are dealt excess non-combat damage, create a treasure. So if you shoot a 4/4 with it, you get a treasure. So it makes treasure, and it's a removal spell, and it's a vehicle. This probably get 8. This does a million things. Very good.
It does a lot for sure.
Possibly even a 9. I'll put my money where my mouth
See,
is.
I'm closer to 7.
It's a 5 mana removal spell,
Yeah, those suck.
which is okay. It's okay. It gives you an extra treasure,
It's all just okay.
and it's a
Everything about it
5/5.
is just okay. That's not a 9.
No, it's basically like a ravenous chupacabra. Okay,
But you
ravenous
have to crew it.
chupacabra. If ravenous chupacabra was like a good creature, like
No,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and it gives you a
okay, it's a
treasure.
7. It's a 7. You're tripping. It's
It's
a 7.
very good. Like, this is just gonna blow you up at some
It's good
point, right?
removal. It's a 7.
Yeah. No,
It's,
it's like the best removal.
no, it's not. It costs 5. It can't be.
Okay, but like if a 5 mana creature. Okay, so think about it more as a removal spell. If
Okay.
a 5 mana removal spell could some percentage points of the time, let's say like 50% of the time. Like if a 5 mana removal spell said flip a coin, if heads, make a 5/5.
Yeah, I mean that would be
That
sick,
would
but that's
be
not what it says.
that's like less good than this.
No, it's
That's
not.
less good than this because it's gonna be like you're gonna have 2 power on the battlefield more often than like what 50% of the time.
Not when you're playing this garbage. No, that's not
It's
garbage.
a
It's
5
it's
mana
it's really
removal
good.
spell. No, that's like insane. Like that card that I just like, and that's not even as good as how this is. That card's like a 9 out of 10. Like if it just said flip a coin, heads, make a 5/5, tails, do nothing. That's like a 9 out of 10.
No.
That's so much
If this
value.
was just a 5/5, it would be a 9 out of 10. It still wouldn't be a 10. If this was just a 5/5 that dealt 5, it would be a 9 out of 10. That's why it's cope to give it a 9 right now.
Okay. 9 out of 10. What's
Okay.
next?
Next, we have Poetic Ingenuity. This is 2 in a red for an enchantment. Whenever 1 or more dinosaurs you control attack, create that many treasure tokens. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, make a 3/1 dinosaur. This ability triggers only once each turn. Seems fun, but I don't think it's like super good. I'm gonna give it a 6.
All right, 9 out of 10. Busted. Ridiculously busted. Like you could have 0 dinosaurs in your deck, and this is still like an 8 out of 10. Whenever 1 or more dinosaurs you control attack, create that many treasure tokens? That's insane. That's
Yeah,
so
casting
good.
artifacts to get dinosaurs is good. I don't know.
Yeah, like, yeah, imagine you have this in play. Okay, poetic ingenuity is in play, and you cast magnetic galleon, and you deal 5 to something, make a 3/1, and you have a 5/5. It's disgusting.
That makes magnetic galleon a 9
Yeah,
if you have poetic ingenuity in play.
this card's insane. This card's insane. It's
I
actually,
don't
like,
think
super
so. I think
busted.
it's like kind of do nothing. Like it's built around D2.
Not even. You just cast an artifact and you have a 3/1. Like, how many artifacts do you have to, like, cast
That's
for it to
built
be
around.
broken? It also, like, enables itself too, right? Because, like, you're making treasure tokens, which, like, help you cast more artifact spells.
I don't know. I'll be proven wrong, I guess.
I think it's disgusting. And if you have dinosaurs, it's insane, right?
The next card's disgusting.
Yep. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Trumpeting Carnosaur. 4 double red for a 7/6 dinosaur with trample. Whenever it enters the battlefield, discover 5. You can pay 3 mana, bolt something, not a player, and
To
discard
discard
it.
it.
Yep, it's like a 9.
Yeah, it might even be a 10.
I don't think it's a 10,
Okay, I'll give it a 9.
but you could give it a 10.
So
I
like
don't
this,
think
you're
it's a
saying
9.
like this, you can't tell the difference between this and the fucking 5/5 vehicle.
Yeah,
They're the same.
yeah.
You're torn.
I'm torn
It's
for
not
sure.
even fucking close.
I don't know.
Not
I
even
don't know.
fucking close.
I don't know. It seems pretty close to me.
Bone Horde Dracosaur, 3 in a red for a dinosaur dragon, 5/5 with flying in first strike. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. If you exiled a land card this way, make a 3/1 dinosaur. If you exiled a non-land card this way, create a treasure. This is a 10.
Actual 10, yeah.
Actual 10. Insane.
5 mana, 5/5 flying first strike is like unkillable.
That's
Yeah.
already a
And
9,
like
and then every
it's
turn it gives
already
you a
a 9,
dinosaur and a
and then
treasure.
like,
Like,
yeah,
stupid.
so dumb. Like you can just like literally hit a land card and and a non-land card. Like it's so
Yeah.
dumb. So dumb.
You're definitely getting at least one of those things, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yep. Next up, we have Oger Axonel Deepest Might, 2 double red for a 4/4 god, legendary god with trample, and this has too much text.
if a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than its power to an opponent, it deals its power instead. When it dies, return it transformed, tapped and transformed.
And then the top side is add red, or you can for 3 mana transform it. But only if red sources you control dealt 4 or more combat damage this turn, and only as a sorcery, like a 4.
Non-combat damage. A
Maybe
4?
a 5. It's a 5, right?
It's a 9.
You're tripping.
That deal 1 to everything common deals 4 to everything that your opponents control.
If a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage, so like
Like if you hit something
I
for
don't
1, it does
understand.
4 instead.
It's
If you
a
hit something for
0.
2, it does 4 instead.
It's like a 4
It's a
for
4/4
me.
trample for 4. You're
Yeah,
tripping.
it's like a 5.
That when it dies, you can get back.
Yeah, I just don't care.
Okay.
It may be a 6 because you
It's a
get a
9.
land out of it.
Oh, it's an 8.
It's
It's an
got
8.
too
It's an
much
8. I'm
text.
tripping.
It's
An
got
8.
too much text on it. Yep.
All right. We'll catch you boys on the flippity flop. That was red.
Yep.
Talk